Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. I just thought I'd do a really quick intro because basically this is going to be the first of a pretty substantial city update. I just thought I'll do some vlog clips as I'm going. Basically, this morning I woke up and I was like, I have an idea for the city and it's going to include an expansion again. I know, this is like it's never ending, isn't it? This is just the joy of Lego. But what I thought I'd do first is show you a really quick city update. So I'm just going to be showing you what it's currently like and some of the additions I've made, and then I can explain the plans to you because they are grand, at least in my opinion. So here we have the city as you know it. Ninjago sitting there, we've got all of these the amusement strip there. At this point I think it's probably too late to film a video on it, but basically obviously integrated this recently with like a little playground with a little swing for kids, like the Fun Fair People Pack. I know some people have fallen over because I've been, as you can see, doing some planning. And then I've got like this little like park area, I've got the market which is really narrow but at least can exist. I've got a little coffee shop that you can probably see better from the other side. The lighting is a bit tricky. And then you've got the skate park, Parisian restaurant, and then like the gardens, the diner, and then this is the Chinese area that I've been working on for a while, the Friends Mock. So this is the latest extension to the city, and as you can see I kind of made this cycle path in front, so you kind of have that illusion of the cycle path like continuing, even though it's obviously divided by this Calyx unit sheet that I won't get rid of. But it's kind of like a way to extend the city in a really limited space. Now the big plan I've just alluded to is actually to do with this area as well as some of this in front. Because as we all know I'm working with a really limited space, expanding is quite difficult, but I really like how this actually integrates the Calyx unit into the city, so I decided maybe I can do that with this area as well. As much as I really like the clock tower sitting there, I think I'm going to be moving that. And also there is obviously this really cute area here that could be a perfect way to maybe integrate that area in the Calyx unit into the city as well. So now to do that I need to extend the table to the end of this Calyx unit so I can integrate it there. The easiest way is just to add a sheet in over this whole table just to make sure that this gap is going to be filled and it's going to be aligned like right there. That's the big plan for now, and I think that would make this area look much more complete but still maintain my room here to build, which is super essential. Also I got some really cool Diagon Alley pieces today because I'm creating more custom minifigures to be adding to the Diagon Alley. Right, the day of big changes has arrived. A very kind local man actually donated some MDF to me because I asked if anybody in the town had like any MDF lying around that they didn't use anymore, because I realised that it would be quite hard for me to find any because I haven't got the tools to cut it. And yes, here we are, we have some MDF just sitting here, and I have not started, sorry, I've had to keep the blind down quite a lot because it's so bright and the sun's like on this room in the morning, but at least you can kind of see. So I'm gonna have to take the whole city down, so literally everything you can see needs to be moved from here to like the bedroom or like this table so I can put the MDF in, and I have to rebuild it. And honestly I'm a little bit nervous. I haven't taken the city apart for a really long time. Most of it is still modular, so like these ones I probably will be okay. This one there is completely tiled in. That's gonna be really fun and a lot of work. Aftermath of moving all the modulars. Like seeing it here all together is a bit insane, I have to say. It's really like odd to see so much stuff here. When it's all in place you kind of forget how big and massive things are. But here are all the modulars ready to be dusted and put back. It's empty! Oh my gosh! So I'm just going to be putting the MDF down and then we'll see what happens. So as you can see there's a decent difference between the end of the MDF and the wall. I did know that it was about 8 centimeters too short for what I needed. I may be able to cut a size because I still have this little plank there which is the same length, so maybe I'll be able to cut about like a 10 centimeter strip so I can kind of fill that in. It's not too much of an issue though, because the gap is very different and much shorter. I probably won't be like filling all of that in anyway, so I think I can live with that. I will have to like find a way to obviously put the shelf up, because I think that's the main issue. And as you can see here, it's perfect because it is just a little bit longer, so you get to really fill this in. Right, so as you can see, I have put the shelf back up as well. This basically indicates to me that I really do need that strip here. So I've asked the neighbour if he would kindly cut it for me. I've kind of marked it up, and it's all it needs is one cut, but I haven't got the equipment to do that. So he very kindly said he'll do it in about an hour when he's back, so that's awesome. And then I'll be able to kind of connect everything else. Right, so I slowly started adding stuff back in again. I've attached that at the top. I had to kind of put something underneath the stand here so it was like flush at the top. Also, it's still slightly pulled out because I still need to put the cables back at the back. The whole amusement strip that was in front of the city, I'm thinking of potentially expanding, because obviously I will have so much more space now. So I'm gonna just really have to think about my layout. So yeah, lots to do. We'll keep going. I'm kind of hoovering and cleaning everything as I go. Oh, actually, that gives me a good chance. Just want to talk about this awesome thing. So it's a like keyboard hoover that I've bought on recommendation of Preston Builds, and lifesaver. Honestly, fantastic thing. Kind of adding everything back in, and I was like, oh, actually, I'm not sure if I ever showed my Hagrid's Hut mock on the channel. So this is my Hagrid's Hut set plus a few extra bricks. Basically, I really like the Hagrid's Hut that they released, but I kind of have one and I didn't really have room for where to display it. So I thought, do you know what? Why don't I just make a fun little house with it? I didn't really have a like plan. I just kind of started building just to see what would happen. It's just a few bits I've fallen off because I have some foliage here normally. But basically, I made like a modular Hagrid's Hut. So if you just lift off the roof, here we've got a little study, desk, the armchair from the set, obviously the window so you can have the light inside. And then if we open it up, and here we have the living room. I've kept the little light brick from the set because I really like it. So you've still got the egg in the fireplace, you've got his umbrella right by the back door, got his like cup of tea ready, some tools on the wall. I really tried to keep like the very feel from the set because I really liked it. I just wanted to kind of make it a little bit more useful and a bit more something that I can integrate in the city. So this is why there's like lots of potentially relatively random parts, but I just kind of build it with what I had mostly. And I just had lots of fun mocking this. Right, so it's like doing a massive jigsaw puzzle without knowing if all the bits are going to fit, and actually it's giving me a bit of a headache. So basically I'm just trying to create a really big base plate with colours that sort of work for the city, and yeah, it's interesting. I haven't actually got a plan for exactly what I'm going to be putting on here yet either, so I don't know. This is quite a big project, unsurprisingly. I've basically done some work to lots of bits, but I'm not entirely happy with it. Like this one, I think I'm definitely going to be moving. I don't like it there in front of the Parisian restaurant. I just don't think it works. This is all green here. What I think I might do is I'll move these two things and I might just make the fancy park and market here. I'm thinking it'd be maybe nice to, for the time being, integrate the Winnie the Pooh house again, because I haven't actually got a proper space for that at the minute, so I may as well just kind of put it in the city for now. But yeah, like deciding where things are going to go is pretty difficult, and I am quite overwhelmed by it. And I think maybe I'll just need to take a step back in a bit and just kind of go, right, what do we need? So I was editing my park update footage last night, and I just realised halfway through that towards the end I really didn't explain very much of what was happening, so I thought I'll do a really quick voiceover just to kind of explain to you what was happening. So after redesigning the park area about 20 times with the actual stuff I had in the house, I realised that I still wasn't happy with it. Like, it just didn't look right, and I tried cramming in so many things and I just wasn't sure where it was going. So I decided to kind of use Studio or Stud.io to design a general layout of the base plates. Also, so I knew what kind of parts I needed to order, because I'd kind of kept redesigning it, I didn't want to order any parts because it was like I keep changing my mind. So I used Studio to make sure that I knew what I was doing, if I was happy with it. So I then basically ordered the things I needed and started work on it, and then I basically started really slowly adding things in. So as you know from my haul video, I bought the wrong colour green base plate because the one from the Lego store was bright green and I needed just green, so I've since or just a green plate of Bricklink. I have a dark bluish grey base plate coming from Lego Bricks and Pieces, which is probably going to be another week or so before that arrives, and I just kind of really slowly start fitting in. I am currently working on where do I want the play park to sit, where do I want the skate park to be, where do I want my coffee shop to be. So all of that kind of updating has happened since. So there will be some intermittent footage of me now where I kind of talk about the previous stage, and then I'll show you what it looks like now. Right, it's 10 o'clock at night. I've been working on this all day. As you can see, I've kind of redone it about 20 times. I think I finally am happy with where the road plate is. I'm definitely happier with it going around, because basically what I was explaining before is because there's a cycle path going around here, it kind of ties the city together even though it's not connected physically. So I think that's what this road plate will do as well. I'm still not sure what to do with that bit, and this is going to be a mystery for like future modulars. The one thing I'm been struggling with quite a lot today is this is such a large space, like it's so much bigger than I had before, but it's all sort of park area, because if I build buildings there you can't really see the other modulars at the back. So I have to kind of make a nice looking park that kind of works on a very wide scale. So I've probably redone it about 20 times. So since that last one, there has been some changes to the city itself, and I'll just do a really quick overview, and I'll probably leave it there for now because the rest of the bricks and pieces are going to be at some point in the future, so I'll just kind of do a part 2 of the park mock update later on. So here we go. So this is what it looks like at the minute. So I still have the Winnie the Pooh tree here. I think it actually adds a really nice amount of colour to the city. I think it's a really nice thing that sits on a bright green base really well. Also, I don't really have anywhere else for it to sit, and I think it really adds a nice massive tree to the city, which is always needed. And this is the bit where I'm still waiting for the dark bluish grey base plate for. That's going to come. I'm also waiting for an actual knight statue to sit on top of this really cool pillar. This was designed by Lego Medieval Village on Instagram, and he does free tutorials, so if you want to see the tutorial for this, please go check out his Instagram. So this is where the market will be. This is also where the fun fair is going to be. I've kind of added the bits of the fun fair here now, so I kind of keep it together. Then moving on to here, you can see I've added my skate park area. So that's still massive work in progress. Also, I'm planning on building quite a big tree here. Maybe once I build it, it won't look very good, but that's kind of the thought for now. As you can see, I've added lots of flower beds and detailing. I've added a new coffee shop, completely redesigned it from last time, so it kind of fitted in a bit more, all powered by solar power, of course. Then here is my play park, which actually finally looks right, and I have to admit this is probably the bit I struggled with the most. I actually really enjoyed it. I could add this little thing because it's so much fun. It's inspired by the one that comes with the People Pack. I actually don't own a People Pack. And then, excitingly, and I don't think I did a good job of showing you this last time, but I added a mini railway. There we go. This is as far as it comes out. Not at all that very far. But if you remember when I started this city update, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that space here next to the Parisian restaurant because it's so narrow, and it turns out it perfectly fits some train tracks. So I kind of have a space for the Hogwarts Express to go, which is really exciting because I think it looks really fun. So that's kind of where we are at now. And as you can see, a lot has changed, a lot is still due to change. It's very much an evolving piece of work. I did not realise how much work this was going to be. Like, there's going to be a fountain. I want some more like proper detailing and flowers there. I want some like nice detailing here. I want a bigger tree. This needs to all be really fun so people can have a fun fair thing there. I want to have lots of detail there. So much work still to go, and so many more pieces will be required. But I'm glad I kind of tackled it. Well, the one thing I haven't showed you properly is I've reinstated a bigger climbing wall as well. Oh, sorry, my hand was in the way. So that's back in the city. So it's all happening. It's just taking a long time to put it all back together. So stay tuned for part 2, where I'll show the rest of the updates and probably the finished product. But for now, this is where I'll love you and leave you. So I just wanted to thank you so very much for watching this vlog city park update that I just done. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any ideas what I could add or anything that you think or any inspiration that you have, please do share it with me in the comments. I'm really open to hearing your suggestions because there is a lot of space to fill. Also, if you liked the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, I'm a proper YouTuber now, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye! Howdo!